the day of the mongrel. Frame is there. Today is the day of the mongrel, and I've just sat in the wet seat. Today is the day of the mongrel, and this is the frame behind me here. And as you know, this frame is going to get chopped up. Where? I'm not entirely sure. My rough guess at the moment, without actually fitting the engine in or seeing how the engine fits, because the engine's, in a nutshell, the engine's never going to fit in because it's too big. This whole back section is going to go. What I don't know yet is if this section here is going to have to be lengthened. Buffy, you watching me film? Now, if I am going to be doing that, I will need a jig to keep everything straight and to know exactly where I am. So that's what I'm going to do today, create a really rough jig. I'm just going to put it out there because I'm going to get so many people saying that's not how you do it. This is just something to keep the bike steady and still. It's not meant to be perfect. It'll probably never get used again. I just want something to clamp it down. So that is it. I have got over here, I've got a load of tubing. Again, it's not the biggest tubing or the thickest or whatever. It's rusting really quickly actually. I have got 25mm by 25mm square tubing. I've also got some 27mm tubing there for the frames. So let's make a jig out of this. Actually, before I start, I've got this present from One Boy's Dream. So One Boy's Dream, it is a YouTube channel that's worth checking out actually, and the guy's working on a VFR 750 and he has the old exhaust for me because he's just fitted, I believe, a Delcovic system on it. Look at this. How's that? Personalization. Get the top open. So like I said, check out his channel and you'll see things like this. Back to the exhaust, so everything's pretty well packaged here. So what I mostly wanted was, fantastic, brilliant. I just wanted pipes that would connect to the header and then I could make my own pipes, but I just wanted that initial something to clamp on basically. Here we go. And I know of the VFR engine. This, I might be wrong actually, this is the front and then this is the back, and then there is an attachment that goes from here and then clamps from there onto the rear. I'm presuming that diameter and that bend will actually allow me to go around the back. Amazing. Thank you. This Frankenstein project is turning into more of a Frankenstein project than what I thought actually, by receiving parts from viewers. Right, onto the frame. a well-needed break now. In fact, that's the end. That is everything done, pretty much. What makes it even better is that it's so hot here today. It's lovely. It's like being abroad. It is lovely, seeing as we're not allowed to go anywhere yet. It's nice to have this weather here. But here it is. Here is the jig, and here is the fairing, the prototype fairing, and the split mold for the headlight, which you shouldn't really see for this episode. That is for the Ducati. Let me put that elsewhere. So here is a simple jig. Straight down there, that's 120mm width in between each one. So at the moment I've got a 120 tyre on, which will fit straight down that, kind of nice and straight visually for now. Now up at the top here, this might change depending on how high up the frame goes, and I'll explain why. But I have got a pin that slides through there, and then we can hold everything tight and in place. I've even got some tapered bearings, some old ones that I can just clamp the head with, and then that'll keep it in place. But I haven't put this pin stuck just as yet, because obviously I don't exactly know the height. Then we've got some upright supports there which clamp straight through the frame itself. Same at the back here, and as you can see there are two sets of holes. There's a lower and an upper one, and the reason being is because I've measured the frame as it currently sits, bang on flat here. Measuring the VFR engine, the oil pan does go down a lot deeper than what the frame does. I think it goes down about 80mm. So what I'm guessing I might have to do is lift the entire bike, or the entire frame I should say, up. Now that's a distance of 60mm between there and there, plus the frame, which is 27mm, and that'll give us enough height. And same at the front there. That is essentially it. Let's put the frame in place. And with it all bolted in now, I've got a bolt at the back there, bolt at the front. The front ones don't quite reach. I need some long ones, which is no big deal. Just get long ones that reach through, then I can tighten those up. So that's essentially the front part of the frame and the rear part of the frame secured. If I do need to lengthen this part here, then what I do is just move everything back. I can weld new brackets further back, so again I know exactly how much to measure from there, from the front and everything. And at the front here, like I said, it's not secured just yet because I think I might have to increase the height of this, but we'll see. Just something to keep the frame straight whilst I'm cutting it up. Like I said before, another thing I can do here is just add some tapered bearings just to kind of properly secure that, because at the moment that, well, it doesn't wobble at the moment because it's completely secured to the frame. But what I don't want it to happen is once I cut this top bit off is that it starts swaying and flapping and everything like that. So I can pad that in, block it in properly. But that is essentially it. Just for this one job. And just one last shot just before I pack up this video. This is now the stand raised up by 60mm just on each side. Gives it a lot better clearance at the bottom, because like I said, I imagined the oil pan for the VFR engine is probably going to sink down into there, so that'll give me the platform that I need for it. Perfect. So that's me happy with how this has turned out. For, like I said, less than £30, just a little bit over £20, I've got myself a pretty DIY jig. And yes, I know the welds aren't the best welds in the world, so you don't really need to tell me about that, but I can melt metal together and make it stick. Pretty much all I need for this. So the next steps now, having a jig means that I can actually cut up the frame, put the engine in its place. I don't know how I'm going to do that because it weighs so much. I kind of want to do it here outside in the sunshine whilst it's here, but I don't know how I'm going to carry it all the way from the workshop to out here. I think I'm going to break my back in the process, but I'm excited. I think I'm going to have to cut all this back end here, even cut that section there and this top section as well, and do some kind of, obviously a Frankenstein, might even be a kind of like a mini trellis frame at the top, we'll see. But that is all from me now. If you like what you see, then subscribe, head over to my Instagram channel, more stories on there, and visit FillerWeldIndustries.com as well if you want to find out some merchandise, and even started selling some parts, so seat foam and little handy things like that. Hey buffs. So until next week's episode, everyone, enjoy the sun. Get on, you big lump, and I'll see you next week.